everybody, can you believe it's already March? Of course, it's full-on winter here, but still, spring is on its way. And have you seen the results of the Great Backyard Bird Count? Here's a screen grab of the map of all the checklists from all over the world. I find it so encouraging. Over 200,000 checklists were submitted, and that's almost 7,000 bird species. So fascinating. Well, on Backyard Feeding today, I actually wanted to talk about purple martins because purple martin scouts are already being seen in the south. But I decided to change that topic because I just wanted to remind you that you have to clean your bird feeders on a regular basis. If you don't touch them for months, they will grow bacteria which will be dangerous to you and to other birds. Please remember that you have to wash your feeders every 3 to 4 weeks. And here are just a few signs that will tell you that it's time to take them down and put them in a bath. If a tube is looking pretty cloudy, if the seed at the bottom of the bird feeder is of a different color than the fresh seed, and then if your bird feeders are completely covered in poop. Again, remember that you have to soak your feeders in a 1 to 10 bleach solution for at least 15 minutes to kill all the bacteria. For the past 2 months, I've been participating in this marketing seminar that includes people from all over the world. And I'm really impressed by how many people are out there trying to create products that are environmentally friendly and that reduce waste. So I thought I would talk about some of these products on our Environment. So today, it's a product that's called Soap Standoff. So years ago, we decided to stop using any liquid body wash in our household. It was just too much waste in plastic bottles. We used just plain bars of soap. The only problem with that is that they disintegrate so fast that you never really use the bar to its full capacity. So that's where Soap Standoff comes in. It's a product that you just basically put under your bar, and it prevents it from disintegrating. Jimmy Gould, who is the owner and the creator of this product, sent us videos to show how exactly it works. Feeding birds, but we have to be careful that our bird feeding habits respect our neighbors. David has received a question from Susan, who is at odds with her neighbors because their bird feeding operation has become extremely messy.
Hi, Susan. I'm sorry to hear that you're at odds with your neighbor who's feeding the birds. It's a very tricky situation because neighbors being neighbors, you'll have to live with whatever transpires in the end. I'm personally not against someone putting up feeders to enjoy the birds. While the birds don't necessarily need them to survive, there exists scientific evidence to show that birds which have access to feeders in places with wintry weather survive the winters better and also produce more offspring in the spring. On the other hand, I certainly don't encourage folks to run messy, unhygienic operations which attract hordes of pigeons and even sparrows that end up infesting the neighborhood. But in the end, you really only have 2 options. The first and most preferable is to have a heart-to-heart, calm chat with your neighbor to see if there's some common ground. There are ways to feed birds and attract certain species that are not so messy. But I have a feeling that you've either explored that option or you do not wish to do so for one reason or another, which leaves one final option. You can write a letter of complaint to your town council, which may lead to 1 or 2 consequences. They may send someone to give your neighbor a warning and then eventually issue a fine if the warning's not heeded. But the worst case scenario is the town passes a bylaw to ban bird feeding. And to me, as a person who likes to feed birds to enjoy them, I would find that to be a very unfortunate state of affairs.
Bird watching and TV watching are really two things that we think of doing together, but a recent study shows us that A, if birds are placed in front of TV, they will watch it. B, they will recognize birds on the screen. And C, which is absolutely amazing, the viewing birds will learn from the birds on the screen. Learn from what they're doing. So researchers placed a bunch of great and blue tits in front of a TV where they were watching other birds being exposed to disgusting and potentially toxic foods. The birds on the screen displayed this disgust response. And then when the viewing birds were presented with the same kind of food, they avoided that. Researchers are hoping that this information will help them with endangered species of birds, that maybe they will be able to teach those birds how to stay away from dangerous and fatal foods. Do you know where Angola is? It's not really a country we hear about that often. It's really beautiful. It's located in Central Africa on the Atlantic Ocean side of the continent. And because of years of civil unrest, it was basically untouchable. But now it's opening up slowly. Guess why? Birds. Of course, it's all about birds. They seem to be this amazing magnets that's attracting people from all over the world. Birders that are looking to see birds that are very rare and especially rare endemic to Angola birds. This is boosting Angola's economy, is boosting their tourism. I'm hoping that it will actually boost their conservation efforts as well. Anyway, if you're looking to add birds like the Angola waxbill, the Angola cave chat, the Angola slately flycatcher, the Austerlitz sunbird, and the Svistras francolin to your list, book your tickets now and send me some pictures afterwards. Hunters and bird conservationists don't always get along, well, for obvious reasons, but actually responsible hunting is absolutely necessary to keep ecosystems healthy. And serious hunters are very much aware of the environment around them, and they do their best to preserve it. So a few years back, Audubon Great Lakes and the Michigan Department of Natural Resources got together in an attempt to bridge that divide between hunters and bird conservationists. The coalition is called Birds, and it's aimed at increasing the number of citizen scientists to help monitor bird populations in that area. One of their successful projects is called Adopt a Nest, and it helped ospreys come back in that area. They were declining there. Over 200 people volunteered for the project to make this happen. In 2019, the coalition worked with 18 different partners. They ran 30 programs and they reached over 1,200 Michiganders. So if you're in Michigan and if you're looking for a conservation project, just get in touch with Birds. Goodbye for now. Just one quick reminder before we end this episode. People who are just starting to feed birds have been writing to us asking us what kind of birds they're seeing on our photo contest. So please, if you participate in our photo contest, don't forget to ID your birds. Other people are looking at your pictures. And if you want to be one of the judges, just let me know. Have a beautiful week, everyone.